I'm bringing in everything a little late tonight just because we were doing some testing. And because our environment is live, I love testing in the live environment. So that's what we're doing. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, ladies and gentlemen, it is CL King coming to you live from the highest definition studios here in Jacksonville, North. It's the North, y'all. North Carolina, home of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune. And we are very, very thankful that people all across the country and around the world support the show. And the reason why they support the show is, I guess, because every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we come on here and make an absolute fool of ourselves. It's Open Mic Monday, ladies and gentlemen. It's been like forever. I think the first 4 months of the year, we have been chock full with guests. So it's the first Open Mic Monday without a guest, which means we get to talk whatever comes to our head. And I have put out the Zoom link. I will do that again in just a moment. If you want to come on and give your 2 cents on Open Mic Monday, sometimes, you know, I was experimenting. We were experimenting with finding a phone line, and we're going to do that again in the future. Get an actual 800 number line, but I can't be giving out my personal number. People calling me all hours of the night. You can only call Greg if you got some business. If you try to book us for something, call him. But if you just want to know a recipe to sweet potato pie, he's not your guy.
Captain Crunch, maybe.
What do you say, Captain Crunch?
Yeah, a good bowl of Captain Crunch, man. You gotta have your milk just right.
Yeah, man.
Your cereal gotta go just right there to the top of the bowl.
And here's what I'm going to do for you folks. I'm going to put this Zoom add invites. I'm going to put this Zoom in here for those of you that are watching live. You get the opportunity to call in. For those of you that are listening on our podcast, that opportunity is not afforded to you, but it adds to your entertainment value if people want to join us live on the Zoom. And really what we do on Open Mic Monday is we give folks an opportunity, if they want to, kind of add to the conversation. And, you know, there's a lot going on in our world. I was talking to a friend of mine today, Greg. There's a lot going on in our world. I mean, it's so much so, man. There's sometimes I feel like, dog, I can't process all this stuff, you know. And
I know.
And there's times when it gets to a point where you just like, you know what, I'm out. I'm gonna take a break from this stuff. So what we do on this show though is, and that's one thing that we try to stay true to, is we try to keep the message of impacting lives at the forefront of what we do. I could take on controversial subjects because I'm a controversial kind of guy, but you know what, man, that's just not our mission. You know, some people try to get me to talk on this and that and the other, and I'm just like, you know what, if it ain't about impacting life and encouraging people and lifting folks up, then I cannot go down rabbit trails because we do this too often. You know, Greg, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this 144 shows, wow, which is topping the industry of podcasts. You know, there are some guys who do their podcast every night. And that, you know, you got to be comfortable with your messaging. And so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Impacting Life 24/7. And we've, as you can see, we're continuing, ladies and gentlemen, to make modifications to this great show. And Greg, I like the blue, brother. You got Duke.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Duke Blue of Impacting Life 24/7, looking all pimped out, boy. Huh? You know, we pay for some of the music. We pay folks to create music for us. And then Greg said he wanted us to open up one day to the OJs. I said, Greg, I'm just a tad bit younger than you, brother. I don't think I can do it. So, um, real quick, Greg, on Open Mic Monday, let's get to it, man. Um, Open Mic Monday gives our people an opportunity to just speak what's on their mind. And if you get out of control, I'll just kick you out the room. So it's just that simple. If tell us about what you got going on relative to Miss Jaslyn coming up this weekend with the fundraiser at Nine Limb Strikers.
Wow, that's a good question, Chris. To start off with, talk about my friend Jaslyn. This weekend at Nine Limbs on ML King, the martial arts place, we're going to be doing a boxing camp for young people. We have spots that are already paid for. We're just trying to get those spots filled up. It's from 9 to 11, and it's a fundraiser for Jaslyn. And so far, we're at $1,100. Our goal was $1,500. So we also got raffle tickets. I think Coach John talked about those last time. I say just come out just for some fun. If nothing else, just to meet me. I don't know if Chris will be there, but I will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, brother. I'm gonna be there.
And then right after that, Chris, going into May 14th, we've got Without Limits, a church, one of the biggest churches in New Bern. They're doing a spaghetti dinner for her. And you can get that information off my page line.
Yeah, and we had Jaslyn on the show with Greg and Nine Limb Strikers and all those great folks. Reason why it really captured Greg's heart because this young lady is the daughter of a full-time police officer, right? She's
one of my coworkers. I guess me and Officer Longmire have known each other for probably about 13 years.
13 years of knowing each other, and the reality is that when it hits close to home like that, here's Jaslyn, because she's not able to go to school, she lost her medical insurance. Isn't that right?
Yeah, she lost the insurance, but like I was telling you earlier, most Americans don't have the capital that hospitals ask for up front. And so that capital is going to be used for their expenses 100%. 100%. Nothing goes to CODA, nothing goes to me. It's just going to be for whatever they need that money for. I think you were telling me earlier you had to pay some capital for the back surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got that news the day of the event, so I had to go into surgery broke. I'm like, y'all about to put me out. Well, I guess I won't have nothing to wake up to, Lord. Yeah, so, and the realities are, we were talking about that just briefly, that we have insurances, and we have great insurances. Greg's retired, but man, there's sometimes where it's just like, man, even with coverages, there's still gaps. And so this young lady is a fighter. Her mother is a fighter. Her mother's very humble. She was really sweet to have them on the show. And so this weekend at Nine Limb Strikers, I forget that address, Martin Luther King Boulevard. Do you remember the address, Greg?
I think it's 3306 ML King.
Yeah.
But you can't miss it. Trust me. You cannot miss it. It's right down from the high school.
Well, not everybody is in the local area, Greg. They might drive down to see it. So the
well, I tell you what, a good landmark is Paula's Pizza. You can smell her pizzas in the air. Follow your nose.
Paula's Pizza. See, that's how you know you in the South, in the little bitty hick towns, when you say,
follow your nose.
Look, follow your nose next to the chicken coop. We be right there.
I know it. But I'm telling you, it's a great journey, Chris, and I'm honored to head up that fundraiser. Our goal is $30,000, and we're about 31% there. And it is no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my faith, that we're going to make it, probably exceed it.
Well, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. This is why, besides his strikingly, dashingly good looks, one of the reasons why I keep Greg around is because of his heart. He's not Mr. Tech savvy dude. He is not going to be the one to recommends to me the new sound equipment to get. But I could I could tell you this right now. If there's a cause or there's a need, he puts the heart of our organization and beyond our organization. He puts just the heart of humanity into everything that he does. And there's some things I'm just like, Greg, why are you fooling with that? And then you can see it in his heart because he's like, man, this is a good cause. This young lady, Jaslyn, we definitely want to get behind her. Greg, when you go off, if you could put the link on there, in the chat box and everything, so we can make sure people who want to participate, people who want to donate can participate in that event this weekend. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. But before I go off, and it will be soon, let's talk about your event that's coming up May 20th. The kids that don't have career days.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Well, on May 20th, Chris and I have invited 5 spectacular guests so that young people can figure out, hey, I might want to do that. I might want to do this. I might want to do that. We're bringing the experts to the show, tell you exactly how they got started, what it takes, and you're gonna be surprised what it takes to be a personality on the radio. You're gonna be even more surprised what it takes to be a crime scene forensic detective.
Mm.
Then we've got a guest that's going to teach you how to enroll in any of those programs. Then we've got somebody that keeps me looking sharp, cuts my hair, Mr. Dino. He'll be on the show. He runs the college haircut cosmetology program.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 other good guests. So we'll have to see.
This is going to be a virtual version of our program that we created years ago called the Goal Initiative. This will be a virtual version of that. And one of the things that we recognized years ago was that young people had not gotten exposure to their life's goals, no, or any goals or any career fields, or it was just like we talked to kids, and in all that traveling that we did, guys, we talked to them, and I am like big on touching the young people, talking to them, hearing what they're saying, and they wouldn't have known, you're in the sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th grade, and still no idea what you want to be when you grow up. And so Greg and I said, man, we got to get these kids some exposure. We got to get them some exposure, and sometimes that is also the key. I know that folks have debated on, okay, what's the key to a child's success? And so on May the 20th, I'm glad you reminded me, Greg. I thought it was June 20th.
No, we'll be on vacation.
Yeah, I know we will, for real. But when you think about a young person and their career, it's a daunting next step. Greg and I have our careers. We are established in, we made decisions though early on in our life. When you go in the Marine Corps, Greg?
Straight out of high school, brother.
Straight
out of high school. I left that October and graduated June. Left that October because I wanted to get those summer months out the way. Kind of not a good time to leave because I spent my birthday at boot camp. My sisters, bless their heart, sent me items for my birthday while I'm in boot camp.
They sent you a care package on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I paid dearly.
You got harassed for getting that care package, didn't you?
Didn't eat a bite. The platoon ain't there, Sheriff.
Yeah. Those are good times, guys, man. It don't matter what generation you went in the Marine Corps. Some of the stories are universal. And if you got a care package sent to you, oh yeah, they was gonna have a lot of fun with that care package. So, but again, that was a decision Greg made. I know it was way back in like 1876 that he went into boot camp, but going in at that age, at that decision point, affects him to this day. The mailman shows up at Greg's house from that decision that he made back when he was 18 years old, 17 years old. It affects him still to this moment. And some young people are just like, well, I don't know. If you think, and this is what I talk about in our gear training, Greg, I don't despise, and some people get it twisted when I talk about giftings. I don't despise that if a young person wants to start out in their first job and they're gonna work at KFC, that's good, man. Go get you a little bit of KFC's money. But that is not a gift. That's labor, brother. That's work. And if all we're preparing our young people to do, and it's honorable, okay, don't that's where that's where I have to give a layer of explanation, and you guys should just know the heart of what I'm talking about. It's honorable, but you ain't gonna have no ranch working at KFC. Now you might have one if you own a KFC, or if you're a district manager of KFCs. But if you just frying chicken, that's all you're gonna ever do. And so I try to tap Greg up here demonstrating the basket of how to put the chicken in. You pretty good at that, bro. I try to tell young people, all right, go on, get your KFC money, get your coins, you save up a little bit, drive your car around. But then afterwards, man, let's look at okay, what is it that's bigger, man, that's broader, that's more dynamic? What is it that's inside of you? What's your gift? And so on May the 20th, right here on our show, we will have 5 folks in the industry, right? They are not just people that know about the industry, they're in the industries. That's going to give our young people an opportunity to hear about how to get in and how to tap in and how to prepare for that. So Greg, I thank you for putting that together, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having this forum, the vision.
Yeah, man. The thing about this platform is, ladies and gentlemen, even though it reaches the far-flung corners of the galaxy, we use it to try to impact lives, y'all. And that's it. If it was just about me, the show would have been off months ago. Did you get new glasses?
These are my backup glasses, brother.
Really? They look like they look pretty good, bro.
Well, I look good in everything.
You know what, Greg? See, that's what people don't know about you. See, Greg tried to act all humble and bless the Lord. But yeah, Greg think he's Steve Harvey. Greg think he is Mr. GQ, man. When we go out, Greg always asking, "Yo, what suit color we wearing tonight?" That's how we roll.
I do ask what suit.
What suit color we wearing today? I said, "Yo, bro, we gonna go up in here like ebony and ivory for real, man." So anyway, I appreciate you, man. And again, this Saturday, when does the event kick off again?
9 to 11, 9 to 11, and if they don't know, the Impact in Life has 3 more free spots for kids. First come, first serve. Inbox myself or Chris. Let me know between the ages of 9 to I believe we're going from 9 to 15, 9 to 17.
Right.
3 kids. We still have 3 sponsors, free sponsorship. Bring your kids.
And I was thankful for you, Greg, and our team that contributed to giving a free box. It basically one of the giveaways is a free boxing clinic with Coach John. And what's it? I think that's a $25 value or something like that. And so we're taking our equipment out there. We're going to broadcast live this Saturday. And also, Greg, don't be showing up in no suit, because you're going to hit the bag. Have y'all seen
the video?
Have y'all seen that? I'm so glad you're my best friend, Greg, because I know what to do now. If we get into a tussle out in town with somebody, I'm running. Dude, you hit that bag and it didn't even move. What were you doing?
Dude, it's Kung Fu feather tap.
Oh, really? The brother like Sub-Zero for Mortal Kombat.
All right, man. I'm out. Love you, bro.
All right, man. We love you too, man. And take care. We'll see you on Saturday. All right, peace. So yeah, that oh, that was the richest thing ever. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Impact Life 24/7 with your host CL King. This is Open Mic Monday. And if you got a few minutes to spare and you'd like to come on, the link is in the description if you want to chit chat about some stuff. I thought I had saw Dr. Dunlap come in the room, and when I tried to click on him, he went away. So if there's something that God only knows what's on Dr. Dunlap's mind, you can't have a mind that vast and not have something on it. Mike, you're welcome to come on too. But one of the things that I must confess to you on this Open Mic Monday is I came home after taking Samson to the vet. Now we take Samson to the vet every month because Samson is my golden retriever. I was gifted Samson by my children and wife for my 46th birthday, and I absolutely adore Samson, except for when I don't adore him. Because he is just a puppy. He's only 4 months old. And I took him to the thing. This was his last vaccination, and we have paid this is the gift that keeps on giving, y'all. Vaccinations is not cheap. And I mean, even with the doggy insurance, that I don't even know if I'm worth keeping paying for that, because you got to pay for it and then they reimburse you. I'm like, dog, I need my money right now. But anyway, took Samson, came back, and a flood of emotion, ladies and gentlemen, just consumed me. The link is right there in the description, Mike. If you want to come on or something you want to say or test out your new camera, you're more than welcome, bro. A flood of emotions came over me as I let Samson out of the car. It was uncontrollable. As you guys know, that I can tend to be an emotional person. there are times when I even come unhinged, not totally like beyond, not totally psychotic, but there's times when you don't have to worry about what I'm thinking, just because I'm just an emotional cat. Now I've been listening to because as a speaker and as a podcast host and a content creator, part of your job requirements is to stay relevant and current. And our current events, our current news cycles, it really, 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 ladies and gentlemen, just absolutely came crashing in on me. And I was thinking about Samson, man. I said, brother, you don't have, as I was watching him, I said, man, you don't have a care in the world. You just know that in that green bowl, every 3 times a day, there's going to be food in there. Always going to be water in the other bowl. And when you roll up on somebody, they're going to pet you and play with you. That's it. You go ring the bell at the door. You go outside to go to the bathroom. Life is good for a golden retriever. I said, man, Samson, if you could hear some of the stuff that we have to hear, Samson, if you had to digest some of the stuff that we have to digest daily, bro, I wouldn't want to be bringing no actual human being into this world. And yeah, man, it was a very emotional moment. And the reason why it was emotional, because there are people that are going through things, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't have an answer for. In my profession, they expect you to come with answers. They expect you to come with they expect you to have reasons why. They expect you to have data, and they expect you to be an understanding. In the Lean Six Sigma world, when I help organizations improve their processes. They expect me to know or get to the bottom of why the situation is the way it is. And I get that. But man, some of the stuff that's going on today, that's going on in the world, I don't have an answer for. And I would just say that tonight I was thinking about, man, I was so overcome with the emotions that I said, man, I don't know if I can even do this show. And that's saying a lot for me, because I like doing the show. It's not a drudgery for me to do it. And I enjoy doing it. But I don't enjoy the constant barrage of just absolute soul-sucking information that comes out about what's going on in our world. It literally is just like, okay, guys, I'm calling uncle. I give. And the reason why that is because it's just, everything is just so negative. Everything is just so divided and so polarizing. And I'm just like, man, am I making a difference in the least? Are we helping a soul out at all? And then I'm reminded of Jaslyn. I'm reminded of her story, and that her story has been broadcasted to thousands of people from this virtual studio. So I realized that you got to stay the course. You got to stay focused. You cannot allow, that's why I made that post the other day. I cannot allow every situation to be now my new mandate to speak about it. Though I have an opinion about a lot of stuff. I do. But I do not have a mandate to rant and rave about every negative thing that's going on in our world. I can't fix all of that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to this is what we're going to do. This is the top of the hour, so I'm going to give our sponsors a shout out, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about what we've got going on Open Mic Monday. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to our sponsors. They say if you want to go fast, then go alone. But if you want to go far, then you've got to go together. Impacting Life 24/7 is an international podcast which is downloaded in over 22 U.S. states, as well as 10 different countries around the world. One of our gold sponsors, which helps make this happen, is Michelle Perry. She is the founder of the Successful Diligence LLC and host of the Successful Diligence podcast, and she's a best-selling author of The Pebble in My Shoe. You can connect with Michelle and get a copy of her book at successfuldiligence.com. Adrienne Barker is a gold sponsor. She is the host of the Adrienne Barker Speaks podcast. She is a life coach and a CEO of Professional Global Etiquette. Her goal is to help people unearth the greatness that's within them. Connect with her at professionalglobaletiquette.com. Our platinum sponsors include Gregory Smith. He is the author of 100 Simple Ways How to Manage a Property and Evidence Room. Get your copy today of his book by reaching out to Gregory Smith on Facebook or email him at smithg1963@yahoo.com. Greg is a humanitarian at heart. Often Greg will be found helping distribute food in his local community, and he logs thousands of hours volunteering every year. Mr. Mike Black from New Bern, North Carolina is a platinum sponsor. Mike helps men throughout Eastern Carolina lead a life of faith. He is a compassionate leader in his church. He is a devoted husband and father to his daughter, who just recently graduated from Army boot camp. Dr. Nate Dunlap Jr. is executive director of the PRF Institute, the author of What's Next? Preparing for Eternity. And he's the author of Don't Leave Me Like This, Inspiration to Leave a Legacy. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, the PRF Institute is blessed to be that premier stewardship-based teaching ministry that truly responds to the needs of families and communities around the country. You can find Dr. Dunlap and his amazing team at prfinstitute.org. If you would like to become a sponsor of Impacting Life 24/7, which is heard in 22 states and 10 countries, go to clkingspeaker.com. Yeah, since we made that commercial, we got to upgrade it because it's 33 states and 10 countries. So what a blessing it is to be on this journey. I hope to one day get called upon to be this pontificator of how to start a podcast and train people about this, because it is not, there is some science to it, but what I've discovered, one of the elements that I've discovered that is one of your most powerful weapons in creating a podcast is consistency. If you're gonna start a podcast and then stop it and then start it and then 6 months you ain't did nothing with it, it becomes a challenge. And so yeah, I did see you, Mike. I don't know what happened to you, but again, this is Open Mic Monday with CL King on Impacting Life 24/7, and we're grateful to have the opportunities for people, and we're I think we're going to continue to expand this particular piece of what we've got going on relative to giving folks an opportunity to connect and to check in and to give voice to what they are doing. So yeah, a podcast is really, man, when we talk about how evolutions have taken place, podcasting, man, folks didn't even know what podcasting really was a decade and some change ago. And then all of a sudden, the podcasting world now is like, bro, you can just get yourself a ring light like Mike Black. Look at that brother with the ring light over there, huh? Mike, why you trying to look all suave now, boy? Huh? You looking good.
Yeah, man.
We just gotta get you a better microphone now, but that we'll work it. Oh, what phases, brother? Phases.
Oh yeah.
So you get that radio DJ voice,
Oh yeah.
What you got going on, man?
I'm just hanging. It's yeah, man, just hanging. Just hanging out.
And you are just as strange as normal, man. I wanted to I want to tell you, brother, that can you hear me okay?
So it's like a reverb. It's like a reverb. I'm hearing you twice. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's not. I definitely am not hearing myself twice, so I don't know what's going on with what you got going on.
This is strange. I'm hearing you talk like 4 times.
Nope, it's not. It's not my system, because I get to hear through straight fidelity what the customer hears. So because I rerun everything through a sound system, so unplug them cheap old headphones of yours. I see another person that wants to come on Impacting Life 24/7, and that would be, hold on, let me check one thing. Let me check one thing just to make sure, Mike. Okay, because you might be on to something there. Just to make sure. Let me see. You're saying you're still hearing it?
Yeah, I'm still hearing it.
Okay, how about now? Do you still hear it now? Do you still hear it now? Yes, no?
I am. I'm hearing double talk.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have the live is going in the background, and I turned it off, and it's still everything hasn't changed. So Open Mic Monday is where we let people come on from outer space and say what's on their mind and on their heart. Dr. Dunlap, you guys know he ain't no stranger. If you mess with him, you mess around. Mike and I were talking about you after our Leadership Institute event, Dr. Dunlap, and I didn't even know a third of the stuff that you had said. You've been holding out on me, brother. I thought we was homeboys.
Oh,
Huh? Can you hear me? Dr. Dunlap, where you at, man?
man, I am here trying to jump in for a few moments before this call I got to be on. But man, I'm enjoying this podcast tonight.
Yeah. So what's on your mind, brother? I look, open mic Monday. You know how it is. I was telling the folks that I had gotten overwhelmed, and you know how I am so emotional. I had gotten overwhelmed with just so much information out there. And I said, I got to remember to stay true to my course. And so, because if not, brother, you drive yourself crazy. So, but we don't mind somebody of your caliber dipping their toe up in here and saying what's on the mind. So, Dr. Dunlap, what you got, brother?
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna try to be brief. I just want everybody, and you brought it out. You and Greg brought it out earlier. I just want everybody that has some sense to stay the course, right? Stay the course right now, because there's a lot of conversation going on. A lot of people are talking about a lot of different things, and we should not be running back and forth across every conversation just because somebody put something out there on Facebook, social media, whatever, or said something to you. I had the pleasure yesterday. I don't belong to too many groups, but I had the pleasure yesterday of being a part of one, and I've been there several times. And to hear accomplished white people to speak out about certain things of race and saying, listen, it's not just about us understanding. It's like, no, I'm having these conversations with other white people. And I'm bringing that up because we cannot afford at this particular time in history for the relationships that we have with other people to just go down the tubes not because of misunderstandings, but because of the failure of how to communicate with one another.
Right, man, that's
right.
Powerful. Yeah, go ahead.
We cannot afford that. And I'm listening to white people hurt because other white people wanted to continue to be racist and didn't want to address, and told somebody else, listen, this ain't the group for you. Told a black guy, this ain't the group for you. Go start your own Bible study. Like, what in the world? Where they do that at? Say they did that in Alabama. I'll at least go that far.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it, man. Let's stay the course, y'all. And some people don't need to say anything, right? If you know you're super emotional, hyper vigilant,
yes,
just don't say anything. Just subdue your passions.
Man, and you're a very like there's a component of you I wish I could have, because you're very well, you're a doctor, so you've learned, you're also, he's not just a doctor, ladies and gentlemen. He's like a closet superhero that he just don't tell you all his stuff. I'm like, this dude is lethal. Anyway, I wish I could be like that. And my wife, believe it or not, Dr. Dunlap, is helping me with that, because like I was the worst in the federal government. If something popped off and I didn't like it, I mean, I'm in a position of authority and leadership. I'd just soon send the email out to the whole Secretary of Defense. I wouldn't care. I'll send it to every single person in the chain of command. And it's cost me.
That's why you're not general today, messing around.
It has cost me. And so my wife says, like, you don't have to always, what you just said, say something.
Mm-hmm.
You can have your emotions, you can have your feelings, but man, it ain't always about expressing them to the rest of the galaxy. And I will be honest, as a human being, I am working on that.
That's good. Well, listen, brother, let me jump off, man, and I'm gonna try to listen to a little bit more of the show. But
That's golden
you know,
nuggets right there, brother. Look,
enjoyed it as always,
the
as always.
checks in the mail, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, cash app.
Well, I can hook you up once now. You know how we do it.
I know it, man. All right, much love, everybody.
Blessings, man. Later.
All right, brother. Peace.
So yeah, Dr. Dunlap, man, you know, he's one of our friends and one of our contributors. And so I really appreciate Dr. Dunlap. And he, you know, one thing that what I appreciate is that if I got something going on, Dr. Dunlap will support it. If he got something going on, I want to support him. Man, that language right there speaks volumes. Man, don't just tell me how much you're proud of me and man, you're doing a good job. Man, if any initiative he sees I got going on, he will flip his schedule and participate. Even something as silly as an open mic Monday. I'm like, you know, yo, we opening up the mics. If you got something you want to say, come on, put your word out and get on down the road. And you know what? That right there is why Dr. Dunlap has a place to speak at any time he wants to on Impacting Life 24/7, because the support is, you know, I don't know, man. God has expedited my relationships across the country. And, you know, a couple years ago, Dr. Dunlap and I didn't even know one another. And here, you know, now we are collaborators. I mean, full access to each other's lives, and it's a blessing. So anyway, Mike, did you get your headphones working, brother? I don't even think you got. I think you're on a different planet, Mike. He's trying to get all his equipment, because see, Mike's gonna be guest hosting for me when I'm traveling the globe, and it's good that we work these kinks out now, so he can be able to do his thing. And one of the things that what I'm probably going to do for Mike is because we're upgrading our soundboard, I'm probably just going to upgrade his sound situation and give him what we have here so that he can have that set up at his house. So I can tell you this, having a soundboard system for your podcast is a game changer. You know, some people just run everything hardwired through their computer, or, you know, they use plug-in headphones or whatever. But the soundboard doesn't lie, and it controls. It is the epicenter of the sound you hear and the quality of the sound of the other people that come on. So yeah, but man, partnerships and friendships are so important to me. You know, I've heard people talk about loyalty and all that, and you don't have to say, hey, this person is loyal to me or whatever. You just know that they got your back, man. You know. So what's up, Black? Is that better, bro?
I guess I did something, but I swear I was hearing you twice. I don't know what was going on.
Are you hearing me twice now, bro?
Hearing you once.
Okay, well that's
I
good.
mean, hearing you once is enough. What's this twice in my ear? I can't handle you twice, dog. Only once, man.
You know what, Black? I can just as easy as I let you, in this room.
Yes.
You know that there is a way to get you out of the room.
I know. But let me just tell you, first of all, I'm so disappointed that you, as my best friend for 20 years, did not know that when I sent out that test, it was meant to be comical. I was dry on purpose. There were some people that laughed, and you know, the very first person that laughed, my other better half besides my wife, which is my daughter, she said, I watched it like 5 times, Dad, and I was cracking up. And I was like, well, that's because you're me and you get my twisted personality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I don't know. I was tired. I had a long day, but I wanted to test it out. I was pretty excited that I figured that part out. So,
Black, are you hearing me more than once now?
Oh, you're being funny now. That's funny. Reverb.
What I said was, while you were gone trying to tweak your system.
Yes.
Is that you know, we're upgrading our soundboard here.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just give you this soundboard the whole sound setup for you on your at your studio.
Sweet.
So what
Okay.
that will do is give you the power to have absolute control over your sound quality, and the sound quality of others that you bring on the show. So
Okay.
that will be the next evolution. And ladies and gentlemen, just understanding we're talking about podcasting. Mike Black is a gifted articulator of the English language, and he's also my friend, someone who I trust. He knows, just like Greg does, he knows the type of vibe we're looking for on the show. And Mike and I have created some vibes that we wish we could have unvibed, right?
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned, but that's growth. And
Yes, sir.
just even with your new ring light, brother. Yeah, Charity was watching it and she said, "Did you see Mike?" I said, "Yeah, there's something wrong with him. I think he's in outer space." But now hindsight, when I look at your video, I'm just like, okay, there was a sense of dryness there. It was dry as a powder keg for real. So can you reach your ring light, or is it too far away?
No, I can reach it, but if I don't want it to fall off the thing like our
Well,
very
just
first podcast.
push your light off.
Okay.
Turn the light off. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, it's
Like
kind
it,
of thing. Okay, so I'll do
yes.
this.
See, look at the difference, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you watching live, look at the difference. This is what this is what Mike was presenting prior to purchasing his ring light. Now show us the ring light. See,
Okay, then it's got shades where I can make it a little,
yeah, different colors and all that.
So I mean, okay, now I'm blue.
Yeah, we
Like,
try to stay with the industry standard. But
so this I got a tan now. Okay.
one of the things that a light for our live audience does is it gives a light wash over your face. And so you might even look, Mike, to place it. We'll talk about this offline, but you might look to place it closer to the center, or because the only downside to a ring light is if you don't have it positioned right, it will cast shadows. So
Okay.
if you lift up your hand on the other side, you see, if you see a shadow,
Yeah, I see a shadow.
that's just all about placement. But that you can get that straight.
Okay.
And here's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. We want to definitely bring you a continued quality show. Mike has his own flavor. He's gonna have his own flair, and he's gonna be guest hosting for us. So, what you got on your mind for Open Mic Monday?
So, I wanted to kind of give you some encouragement because, we definitely encourage each other offline and but as it relates to your book, I have started writing a book as well, and I can't figure out the title of the book, and basically just share with you and the audience that it's stories from my life. But when I started writing it, I'm just like writing at random, and started off when I was like age 5, and so I'm trying to collect some of those memories and some of the things I've been just remembering. It's a real trip, and so I'm trying to enjoy it. So I spend a few hours, every day and try to write some stuff, and so I'm excited about it. I'm motivated, and I just want to encourage you. I know you said you had your title, but once it's just sometimes it is hard to write, meaning you just write it out and then all that editing, and I actually have a book how to write a book, so that's really nerdy, but I'm gonna try to skim over that. But things I think about is publishing. Do I want to self-publish or maybe take my roll the dice to see if I can actually get it, through a publishing house? But it is a lot of work. It's not an easy feat, or everybody would do it. But it seems like everybody in your show, or a lot of people that are published authors. So if they can do it, why can't I? Why can't you?
Yeah, and you're exactly right relative to the journey on getting your book done.
Right.
I've been using TikTok, believe it or not. I
Okay.
think you've been seeing some of those videos, and
Yes.
I use those just as placeholders. Like, like where somebody would write on a notebook, okay, this happened, chapter 1, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've used TikTok to give me virtual placeholders. So at the end of this month, I'm closing out all of those videos, and then I'm going back to start the actual transcription
Okay.
for the book. And
Okay.
I do feel that, for years people have said, and it is true, that it gives you yet another platform of authority on a topic that you control. Whatever you're going to write your book about, nobody forces you to write it.
Right.
So you get the one shot to create your masterpiece. And so I'm really honored that you're going on the journey as well. What is did you have the title of your book or no?
So I don't have the title of my book, and you know me, you said it, it's very true. I'm kind of strange. I probably would write it almost backwards, do the title later. But, um, I'm just trying to really think about the title, and I'm really trying to think about just putting it on paper, everything that comes to my mind, and just keep writing. Um, so that'll come. I know it'll come. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just writing memories from, age 5 on up, and just talking about my childhood and different things that happened, um, family life, So I think it'll be interesting, for sure. Um, don't want to tell too much of the book, but
Right.
yeah,
Well, that's a good I'm looking forward to the capacity to be able to, when I go and I do an event, that we leave something with people beyond just my words, or beyond the
oh
class
sure,
or the workshop, that you leave something with the folks. And I've realized that my book will not be able to be in every setting, because
right,
it's an intense book, because
sure,
we're talking about an intense life. And but I do want young people to know that when whoever's standing up in front of them, because a lot of times they'll see me, they'll see Greg or whatever, these people in a suit, obviously they're paid to be here. So they just assume life is a certain way. And
right.
I want them to see that's the end state, but the journey to get there was not that way. And I'm thankful for that journey. And writing, I guess, is a journey all in and of itself.
It very much is. I mean, when you write, it's a task, but if you write from the heart, and you're writing, like you said, a story, I believe it'll flow a lot easier than you think. Um, and like I said, I've just been impressed with so many people that have become authors. I'm like, wow, it's like I would have never thought I would even have aspirations to write a book. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
So
I've had one in my spirit and in my heart for years, and I'm
sure,
really actually coming out with a leadership book, uh,
okay,
which the book, the Edge of the Huddle, is a dynamic leadership book to help organizations get more engagement out of their workforce.
sure,
But when I talked to Michelle Perry, one of our sponsors, she said, that's good, but what draws people to you is this story of yours.
sure,
And I really did pivot. We were beginning to start interviewing, corporate CEOs and all that. And I just said, you know what? She's right. I need to utilize why people have me to come speak primarily. And that's because of this story. Um,
sure.
so anyway, we have a full rest of the week. I think we've got a young lady. If you remember, did you pre-interview with me that young lady that uh, had the whole prison situation going down and all that? You remember her?
I believe so. Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
she's
She's
gonna
gonna be
be
on be this week.
she's gonna be on tomorrow.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't
Yeah, don't miss that show for
don't
real.
miss that show, ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
for real. It's gonna really make you stop what you're doing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm bringing up her information right now. And if you want,
Mm,
Mike, if you're free tomorrow, you can definitely help me guest host that, because that's a heavy one. Misty Lane,
right.
she's going to be on with us tomorrow at 8:30. She's got a story that truly is remarkable. She can inspire people to step up and speak out and release toxic shame and guilt. Can help folks who have overcome, who can overcome the worst of their life to have the best of their life. She talks about not letting your past rob you of your future, and so she has a game changing message. And tomorrow night's going to be, you're going to be very pleased to tune in to tomorrow night's episode. Mike and I had the privilege of pre-interviewing her, and we were just like, oh, woo, that was a heavy night, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very heavy. I believe I had to pause afterward. Like, good Lord. I mean, just wow.
Yeah.
It
So
was unexpected too. I was just like, I won't spoil it. Just tune in tomorrow night.
yeah, totally unexpected. And then on Thursday we will have Jamelia Bannister, and she's going to be discussing with us. She's going to be discussing with us some elements of her world. Let's see here what she's got. She wants to help share her knowledge and experience about curating and developing one's personal brand. Can help you expand as an individual and grow your business. Now that's interesting because what we're seeing here is, ladies and gentlemen, that everyone now can have their own brand. Like this went from being a shoebox in your behind your closet. It wasn't even in the closet, it was behind it.
Mm.
To an actual brand that people are saying. The cool thing about the guest that we're having tomorrow, Mike, is that she connected me with some other leaders and content creators and such. She sent me a message with them in the message and said, hey, look, I want you to know Chris King has a very reputable show. So people are watching. Okay, so your brand is important. And so Thursday night we'll be talking about building your brand. And that's all. That's very, very good. People should want to, if you're going to do your book, Mike, is going to be your brand.
Okay.
And you got to protect it. That's
Sure.
part of the reason why we're mindful of who we have on the show.
Right.
Not because we think we're better than anybody, but because the brand is actually bigger than the individuals.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you want to be on tomorrow, man, I could definitely, because I will I will definitely need help tomorrow, because those stories that are like deep, man, it's like, Lord Jesus, help me make it through this night. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure do, man.
So what do you think about, as we get ready to close out, what do you think about the whole podcast world?
So, the podcast world to me is endless. I mean, I'm just amazed at how many different people have podcasts, and it's almost like they've been doing it, for a long time. But I think COVID really just probably made it explode, where people you got people that are doing podcasts, on silly things, but they're making money at it. They're monetized. They're doing great things, and you got people are just really taking advantage of technology. People probably you would expect that wouldn't even do nothing like that. I think it's cool, and I know it's not just in the U.S. It's all over the world. People are doing podcasts. It's real big in Australia, as we know.
Yeah, man. The guest we had from New Zealand too.
New Zealand,
that,
right?
That brother was dope, man.
That dude was the heat, man. He was
Yeah.
he was awesome, and he had a cool accent to boot.
He did, man. Yeah, and a bald head, looking like Mike Black.
He had a cool accent, a bald head, and he just was like, "I'm gonna talk, and you're gonna give me some money. Give me some, just flip them dollar bills at me."
I
like
was
this.
ready to send him a check, man. I'm like, dude, you bringing value. I don't care about my guests. You bringing value to me, bro. I gotta implement these nuggets right here.
That dude was awesome, man.
And you know what? That's the beautiful thing about podcasts, is that it has shrunk the globe, ladies and gentlemen. It's shrunk the globe and brought us into the backyards of people that were actually time zones away. So that's the beautiful thing. We're thankful for those that help our podcast in all capacities. You heard about the sponsors. We're also thankful for our team. Thankful for Mike Black. Thankful, as you guys seen earlier, Greg. Thankful for Danny. Thankful for Katrina. These are people that help us behind the scenes and help us keep this show moving. And so this is Impacting Life 24/7 with your host, CL King, co-host, Mr. Mike Black. We're going to work on his stage presence a little bit, because, he looking there like he about to be a prisoner, like he about to hold up a sign, rescue me.
When is it over? I'm trying to do well.
Blink, blink twice.
Blink, blink. How does my bald head? I'm going to put this back on, because, that Tampa Bay hat is kind of tight, man. And you know what? Yeah, I like it.
Tampa Bay hat. Look, man, I've actually decided to do the
You need
The
to put
Marine-
that. Wow, look
yeah,
at
the-
that, man.
the Marine Corps fade kind of look.
What is that? What's
Yeah,
up
I
with
know,
that?
man. I know, bro.
Dang.
Just experimenting. You know, if women can change their hair around, you know, every now and then a guy should be able to. But we don't have a lot of options.
Yeah. Let me get to 3. 3 guard. Okay, let's do a 2. I'm feeling, yeah.
I'm feeling
I mean-
spicy. Give me a 2 guard today, please.
2 guard all the way around. I mean, really? It's the same $12. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, really. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it's Impact Life 24/7. Tomorrow night, right here on the show. You don't want to miss it. She has a story that is going to blow your mind. Misty Lane. I think she was out in Texas, right, Mike?
Yep, she was in Texas.
Yeah, it's out there in Texas. And so, you know, God bless Texas. We will see you back here tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. on Impact Life 24/7. And thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, my friend Mike.
Bye.
God
Bye,
bless
everybody.
everybody.
God bless.